Now let's switch things up a little bit here, shall we? Find the total number of credits that you've earned so far in high school. This number can be located next to the abbreviation for the word cumulative and underneath the shorthand for credits earned. Now let's find your cumulative GPA. This is the magic number that you use when you are applying to universities and scholarships. It is the culmination of the average of all the classes and grades you've earned while in high school. It can range from 0.0 to 4.0. Now let's take a look at the additional state requirements. These include your high school and beyond plan, which is completed during your senior year. Washington State history. This is usually completed in 7th grade. If yours is marked as met, then you can be happy that you've completed the class. If yours is not marked as met, then your counselor will work with you and create a plan for you to meet this requirement. The graduation pathway is the math and ELA SBAC exams, which you will take at some point when we are back in school. There are other ways to meet the graduation pathway, which you can discuss with your counselor. Additional district requirements are your community service hours. Remember, you need a minimum of 20 hours of community service in order to graduate. Let's start your credit check. You're going to need your transcript, the credit check form, and a copy of your current schedule, both second and third trimester. You can find this in Skyward. The credit check form. Each one of these boxes represents a 0.5 trimester credit. In order to earn a Renton High School diploma, you must successfully earn 26 credits. Important information about grading. If you receive the following letters on your transcript, do not mark as complete. An F stands for failed, an I stands for incomplete, a W stands for withdrawal, an NC stands for no credit. Contact your counselor so you can retake it this spring or summer, or be sure to register for the class next year so you have all your graduation requirements. So remember the sections. Your personal information can be located on the top portion of your transcript. The courses, grades, and credits earned are located in the middle section of your transcript. The additional graduation requirements, both state and district, are located at the bottom of your transcript. So let's start with language arts. Look over here for your 9th grade year. Look for your LA classes. Now let's see what grade you earned. If you earned a grade above an F, you will have earned credit. If you have earned credit in the class, put an X next to this corresponding box. If you have not earned credit in the class, please circle the box and speak with the counselor. If you're currently taking the class, put an IP in the box which stands for in progress. Please complete this for every LA class you see on your transcripts. Now, math. For math, you need a minimum of 3 years to graduate. And by 3 years, I mean 3 credits. A typical math progression is in ninth grade, you take Algebra 1A and 1B. This would be your 1 credit of math for ninth grade. The next typical class for 10th grade students is Geometry A and Geometry B. This would be your 2nd credit of math. 11th grade, usually students take Algebra 2A and 2B or an equivalent 3rd year of math for their final math credit. So look at your 9th grade year and find Algebra 1A and Algebra 1B. If you have passed these classes, please mark an X in the corresponding box on your graduation checklist. Again, if you have not passed the class, please circle the box. Look at your 10th grade year. Find Geometry A. Not all students will have taken Geometry A, but look for it anyways. If you completed the class, please mark an X in the corresponding box. If you have failed the class, please circle the box and contact your counselor. If you are currently in the class, please put an IP in the box, which stands for in progress. Repeat all these steps until you have marked all completed math courses on your transcript. And remember, not everyone will have algebra and geometry on their transcript. Some students may have different math classes. Are there any questions about middle school math? Question: what if I took algebra or geometry in middle school? Okay, that's a good question. You need a minimum of 3 years recorded on the transcript. If you took algebra or geometry in high school, then you're probably in math analysis or calculus now. Keep going. You're doing awesome. Next question. How do I get my algebra or geometry from middle school added to my transcript? All right, good question. Email your counselor. There is a form that both you and your parents must sign. Legally, once a class is put on the transcript, we cannot take it off. We recommend only adding credit earned in middle school if it is going to raise your cumulative GPA. So if you have a class from middle school that you would like to bring up to high school, then make sure the class you're bringing up has a grade of an A. Social studies. You need 3 social study credits to graduate from high school. You start taking these classes in 10th grade. Human geography and civics are your 10th grade social study classes. Look at your 10th grade year. Find human geography and mark an X in your grade checklist if you completed the class. Now let's find civics. If you have completed civics, please put an X in the corresponding box. In 11th grade, you will have either taken U.S. history, A and B, or IB history of the Americas, HL 1A and 1B. In 4th grade, You'll have either taken IB Global Politics A and B, or IB History of the Americas 2A and 2B. Continue this process until you have marked off all the completed social study courses on your transcript. PE and Health, 1.5 credits of physical education is a graduation requirement. So 1.5 credits is the equivalent to 3 trimesters worth of physical education. So 3 classes of PE. Health, you need a 0.5 credit of health to graduate. Look for health on your transcript. It's probably going to be during your 9th grade year. Once you've located the class health, take a look at the grade. If your grade is a D, C, B, or A, you will have earned credit. So please mark an X in the box if you pass the course. Also, put an X to each physical education course that you have earned credit in. Hint: if you were in a different district in 9th and 10th grade, then you may not have taken health yet. Let's not panic here. If you cannot find health on your transcript, then you're going to need to take it before you graduate. It is a requirement for a diploma. Science. For science, you'll need 3 credits. 2 of them will need to be lab science credits, and 1 can be a general science credit. But you can take 3 lab science credits if you choose to. In 9th grade, you will take biology A and physics A. In 10th grade, you'll take chemistry A and biology B. In 11th grade, you'll take chemistry B and physics B. And now for sciences, some of you may have different classes. Some of the other classes you may see on your transcript that count as science credit are anatomy and physiology, robotics, environmental science, forensic science, which is not a lab science, IB Bio SL, IB Environmental Systems, and IB Sport Exercise Science. So remember, if you are currently in a science class but you have not yet finished it, put IP in the box, which stands for in progress. So please mark each completed science course you see in your transcript. So you may find yourself asking yourself, what classes count as a CTE credit? Well, here's a list of classes that can count as a CTE credit. Please go ahead and mark each completed CTE course on your credit checklist. One way to find out if a class counts as a CTE credit is to look at the course code to the left of the class name. The course code starts with the PVO that means it's a CTE credit. What counts as a fine art question? You may be wondering currently. Well, here's a list of classes that count as fine arts at Renton. Another way to find out if a class is fine arts is to look at the course code. And if the course code starts with the PFA, that means it is a fine art class. So mark each completed fine art course on your credit check. World language. 2 years of a world language is required for college admission. For university admission, the 2 years must be the same language. So you need to take 2 years of the same language. You can't take 1 year of one language and another year of a different language. The World Language Exam. If you can speak, read, and write another language, then you can earn credit. Exams are available in over 100 different languages. This is an example of world language test credits earned on transcript. So you can earn up to 4 credits by taking the stamp test, which is something I would suggest if you are able to speak a different language. Those 4 credits is almost the equivalent to 2 trimesters worth of credits. Mark an X for each completed world language credit. What is the PPR? Well, that stands for the personalized pathway. Example 1. A student who wishes to go directly to a 4-year university would need to earn 2 credits of world language and 1 additional credit of fine art. Example 2. A student who plans to become a graphic designer and will attend a 2-year college to start could take 1 credit of visual communications, 1 credit of website design, and 1 credit of introduction to marketing.